Yo guys, Leg Games here and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit on the easiest completions on Xbox. So if you guys don't know, there's actually been quite a few games added to the Game Pass recently, which can be used to boost your game score. We're going to go over the quickest ones. I probably would have missed some out, so if I did, I'll stick it in the comment section down below. If any more come on as well, I'll probably do an update video towards the end of the year, but we're at the start of this year, so let's get straight into them. First one we're going to look at is Townscaper, which, as you guys know, like the achievement site True Achievements is absolutely brilliant. If you guys haven't seen it, there's guides and stuff posted on that, which are absolutely brilliant. But we're going to look at Townscaper because it's a 0 to 1 hour completion, but with a bit of luck it's actually just like a 10-minute completion. The only one which caused me a little bit of hassle was the one that you need to create a circle, and that's because you actually need to look for a circle within the grids. I'll leave guides to these down below, so yeah, but Townscaper is a really easy one for that quick 1000 game score. The second we're going to look at is called Deer Simulator. So this one came at the same time as Townscaper, and it's about a 1 to 2 hour completion. It's quite a funny game as well, especially if you like games like Goat Simulator. It's that sort of vibe, just a bit more stupid and arcadey, but it's a really good completion, really good game, and yeah, it's not too hard. Takes 2 hours. None of the ones which are really troubling on this one. So the next one we're going to look at is called Telling Lies, and this one is another really good game, although it's a bit repetitive, so it will take you between 1 and 2 hours, and you actually just have to type through the system, just different keywords. I would recommend going on to True Achievements for one of the achievements on this one. So there's a 90 game score achievement which you need to type a lot of words in, and there's just a checklist available on True Achievements where you can just like tick as you so you don't get lost, and it made it so much easier. But nothing is complicated in this one, nothing like skill based. It's just it is a little bit repetitive, but apart from that it is very easy. So the next game we're going to look at is called Goragowa. This one is quite interesting actually. It's very different. I like the art style. It's pretty quick, although you definitely need a guide for this one. There's no way you can unless you're quite good, because there's a lot of like movement of the puzzles. It is a bit of a difficult one, but if you follow a guide, it should literally take you just like in a couple hours again. Really interesting game. I really did like it. I feel like the way they do the puzzles is very clever. But yeah, I would have never got half of them without using a guide, so I do recommend using a guide on this one. So the next one we're going to look at is Rubber Bandits. This one is could be unattainable for a couple of you because you actually need multiple controllers for this one. It is very easy if you've got multiple controllers. You can also do it with online pals, but I imagine a lot of you would be like me, where you play Xbox with a lot of people. You got your main games to play with your friends, but they aren't that interested on achievement type of things. But yeah, if you do have friends or controllers, you can do this one in under 2 hours. So the next one on this list is Doom 64, which is an old game which is now on the Xbox. You need to use passwords within this game to like unlock the achievements easier. I know these sort of games aren't for everyone because they feel it's a bit cheaty, so this is the type of game for you. I would stay away from it, but Doom 64 is on this list and you can probably do it within an hour. It's slightly skill based if you're a bit bad at shooting games, a bit like me. Like I do play shooting games with Doom 64, just took me a couple seconds just to get used to. But apart from that, it is pretty straightforward. Might take you a few attempts here and there on a couple of achievements, but you should be fine. So the next game on this list is called Unpacking. This one is a really easy achievement list as well. With this one, you want to use an accessibility option that allows you to place any items anywhere you want in the room, because obviously the normal game mode is getting everything in the right position, and that would take you ages. But I would say even with the accessibility option, this will still take you a fair amount of time. I split it up just because I found it so repetitive. If you do want to smash it out, it will take you about 3 to 4 hours. Although some of it was very repetitive. The next game on this list is called DayZ. You guys probably are familiar with this game. You're like, hang on, why is that on this list? It's not a quick completion at all. Although, again, I know some people are against this. There's nothing against this in terms of Xbox rules or True Achievement rules, because these are actually advertised by a True Achievement website. But I know people are still slightly against these sort of games. But this, for DayZ, you've got an achievement server set up by the members of the TA community. I will stick, there's an article in here which shows you how to access the achievement server, so I'll leave that one in the description. But yeah, you can do this one in a couple hours with this achievement server. So the next one we're going to look at on this list is the Processions Cavalry. This one has a few missable achievements, so I would recommend using a guide. I use Macca's, obviously a big achievement YouTuber. Very, very good, easy to follow. Although I will say that this game, even if you're not achievement hunting, is worth playing. It's very stupid, very fun. One of my favourite on the Game Pass for this type of game at the moment. I didn't get bored playing it at all. I thought it was brilliant. All the jokes in it are very funny. It is a point and click adventure game, which isn't my type of game as well, but I recommend having a go on this one. So the next one is quite an old one, so it's not really one of the new ones which have been added, and I'm sure most of you have probably completed this one, but it's Donut County. It's between 1 and 2 hours, and I will say this one is slightly repetitive, one of the more boring ones. I know actually people quite enjoy this one, but I did not. It takes about 1 or 2 hours, and most of that will be watching cutscenes, which isn't the best, but I will leave, like the other ones, a achievement walkthrough down below. So the next one we're going to go is arguably the most mainstream game, because I know this one was massive on YouTube when it first came out, and it's called Gang Beasts. And this one is actually also another easy completion, because you can do it between 1 and 2 hours. And yeah, it says here that you can knock that time considerably. If you have a second controller, again, you don't need, I didn't do it with a second controller, because I didn't have my second controller with me at the time, and I found it easy enough, but they are probably correct that you can knock a whole lot of time off it using this second controller. So it says 1 or 2 hours, but you can probably do it in about 1 with this second controller. Brilliant game. I recommend just playing it outside of achievements as well. The next game we're going to look at on this list is called 12 Minutes. It's actually got a lot of big voice actors in this game, as Daisy Ridley, a couple other massive ones. This one will take you 2 to 3 hours. I found this one very repetitive throughout the end, but it is very interesting. The only thing I found is that obviously you need to repeat the same process every time you go through the day before doing the next action, and it just is a bit tiresome, although it's a very fun game. Would recommend it to a lot. The next game, we are getting to the older ones here, because What Remains of Edith Finch has been around for absolutely ages, years even, and I'm sure most of you have done it. It's a really good game for the story. The ending is shocking. I didn't find the gameplay all that fun, but it is a very, very quick game, and you can do it within 2 to 3 hours again. Some of these achievements are missable, so I would follow a guide with this one as well. That is similar to our next game, Day of the Tentacle Remastered. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really ever finish this one. I started it, but this one definitely dragged for me a little bit as well. Things we put ourselves through for achievements, eh? But it's got high ratings again. It's a simple point and click game, but I'm not a big fan of these point and click games, I'm not going to lie. And also, like the other one, like I said, got a lot of missable achievements, so I would follow the walkthrough. You can either find them online on YouTube, or if you want a written one like the other ones in this video, I'll stick the True Achievements link to the walkthrough down below. So the next one is also a point and click. These are all around 2 and 3 hours, but I found this one so much more fun than the last one. It's FullThrottle Remastered. It's a classic, but I just found it so much better than the Tentacle one, if I'm being honest. There's no guide for this one, although I know there is a YouTube guide, which I will link down in the description. There's multiple, they're very easy to follow. It's how I did it. They are brilliant, and it's a good game as well. Definitely one of the better ones on this list for enjoyment, but it's a little bit one of the longer ones for 1,000. But sometimes, you know, if you enjoy a game, it's worth playing it for a bit longer. Talking of brilliant games, and this one is a joke, because this one is definitely the worst one on this list, because it's Race with Ryan. It's an absolutely terrible game. So the bulk of this one is down to one achievement, and I'd even say if you're not a completionist, just go for all of them apart from this one achievement. It's called Oh My Darling, and it's to race 3 hours in total. But yeah, this game, I know loads of people said it's better to play it without the sound on, because it is that terrible. Obviously, we're not the age range, so I can't go on about it too much. But yeah, I don't recommend this one at all. Also, it's worth noting on the Race with Ryan that you will need a second controller for one of the achievement, because it involves a co-op race. Winning a race in split screen. It's called I've Got the Power achievement, and yeah, it's just wary if you're a completionist, although apart from that they are all very straightforward. The game is just a bit terrible. Carrying on with the theme of child games, we've next got Paw Patrol. This one's nowhere as near as bad as Race with Ryan. I mean, like, this one's actually alright if you're just playing it for completion. Like, obviously, if not achievement hunter, never play this game, but I would just make sure that you take your time and mop up all the bones and all the collectibles on each map while you do it, so you don't have to go back and play them again. To maximise it, yeah, just make sure you collect all the pup treats, because it will save you so much more time later. But I wouldn't say you need to follow any guide on this one. It's really straightforward. Just carry on running around until you're sure that you've collected everything, and then you should be fine. So the next one on here is one of the slightly longer ones, but it's definitely my favourite game on this list. It's called Artful Escape, and it's basically where you're a guitarist on like a different planet, and your guitar has special powers, and it's such a sick game. It's a game which I picked up for achievements, but would I play it even if I wasn't an achievement hunter? Yes, 100%. It is absolutely brilliant. It takes you just under 4 hours, and it is just, most of them are for playing the story. There is a walkthrough, but I didn't need it at all. There's a couple ones which you just need to do like simple things, but you should be able to do them just by reading the achievement list and going on the game and doing them. But no, yeah, it's such a good game. The best one on this list for me, hands down. I recommend that game 100%. So the next game we're going to look at is very new to the Xbox Game Pass service, but quite an old game in general. It's called Contrast, and this one will take you about 4 hours as well. Very easy, although I would follow a walkthrough as well, just to help you with collectibles, so you don't have to replay anything that make this completely longer than it has to be. Apart from that, it's absolutely fine. It's a very good game. It's one of the better ones on this list as well. So we're all about the 3-4 hour mark at the moment. I've got a couple quicker ones towards the end, which I will drop, although I am going off an already written list here, I'm not going to lie. Although this next one is called Omno, and it's visually stunning, although it's a bit of a boring game, but I think just like watching like the gameplay out, it's very fun. If you follow the achievement guides and walkthroughs, it's very easy. It might take you a bit of time to find everything if you don't. Again, like the other ones, I'll link this one down in the description. You need to complete each area as you play through the game, because it's worth noting that some achievements won't unlock if you use the chapter select. So the next game, we're going to look at Genesis Noire. I don't know if I pronounced that right, although it's this one, I would definitely recommend looking at the True Achievements page, as if you look on Xbox, they are all secret, although you can unlock 13 out of 14 achievements in a single playthrough, and then the other one can be popped easily. Again, there is no walkthrough for this one, but like on True Achievements, you can just look at the guides for each achievement. There normally is one, and yeah, it's not the hardest game, about 3-4 hour mark as well. But yeah, these are all slightly longer, unlike the first ones, but they are all free and not the best. Some of them are really good games, some of them wouldn't touch ever again. The next one we're going to play is for Pedestrian. So this one is a pretty new addition to the Game Pass as well. It's got 10 achievements, and you can get all of them apart from one, which is one missable achievement. It's coming from the game's main storyline, although there are video guides for this one, like the other ones. I will link all of these down in the description. But this one is a very decent game. It's a puzzle game. If you guys don't like, I know they're not my favourite genre, but yeah, well, we are going to go into the slightly longer ones, but these games I just play for the sake of playing them, if I'm honest. So this one is 3 to 5 hours, and it's a Walking Dead. I'm sure most of you play it, but you can't miss any achievements on these, although they are absolutely amazing games. So, like, if you don't know Telltale games, so one on this list is the Michonne series, so I imagine the other ones are a bit longer, but they are all on Game Pass, apart from the final series. But if you guys haven't played it, none of them, I would just literally play them all. They are absolutely brilliant games. You probably do them, one an evening, and yeah, they are brilliant. So we're going to come back down to a couple of other ones. So the next one is Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. This one is very, very easy. There's a couple achievements which I would look up how to do. I will post guides to all of these, although obviously it will take me a bit of time to get them out. But yeah, this one's very easy. You just need to sort of touch augers just by clicking on out of it. Building reputation points just by clicking tasks. The only thing which got me stuck with this one, and I had to watch something how to do, is how to control and navigate the screen a little bit, because I found it a bit fiddly. But apart from that, it is so easy and one of the easiest completions on this list. So also the Game Pass just added a game called Paparazzi. This game is a 3-4 hour game. It's just taking pictures of dogs. I didn't like this one at all, but I know a lot of people who think that it is one of the better ones. Yeah, I would follow a guide on this one, because I found it confusing how to get past the first day, the first time I loaded it up, and it was me being stupid, and I'm sure it is straightforward to a lot of people, but yeah, I didn't think the layout was good for beginning people, if that makes sense. So the next one I stuck at the end of the video. It is a very, very short completion, but it's been on the list for quite a while. Most people have completed it. It's also got a high true achievements ratio, so if you guys are into that, this one's a good one which you can complete and it won't bring your score down. And it's for Sims. I'll stick a guide on this one, because this one takes a lot of importing characters and waiting time and just certain little tricks which would take me ages to explain. But it is a very easy one, takes you 2 hours. Some of that's waiting as well, so I definitely recommend this one. And also, once you get into Sims, it can be a fun little one. I know loads of people, it's a massive franchise. The next one we're going to look at in this list is Lake, 6 to 8 hours, so one of the longer ones, although it is one of the easier ones to complete, having an achievement ratio of 1.3 roughly. I believe most of these are very straightforward. I would follow a guide if you have to, but I believe not many of them are all of them are missable, so yeah, just make sure you follow the guide, make sure you don't miss anything, but they are very straightforward. So now we're going to look at Firewatch. This is a first person narrative game which I also find can drag a little bit, but this one was actually really good. This one is about 5 hours. Half of them are unlocked by playing through the game story, but there are quite a few miscellaneous requirements. For an easy way to unlock them all, there is a walkthrough, like all of them down below. There's handy tips and it explains exactly what you have to do. I just follow that down. There's also probably loads of YouTube guides. For most of these, I'll put the walkthrough and true achievements if you prefer viewing it in like a Word format, or I will also link other people's YouTube videos so you can follow that, because I prefer the videos myself, but I know some people prefer the guides. So the next game we're going to look at is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. This one's one of the longer ones at 6 to 8 hours again, although this one is a brilliant game. It's an easy completion, and all of the achievements are unlocked by completing the story. There are a couple puzzles which I did have to look up, but you should be alright just playing it normal. And also there's been a recent update for this one that has a new chapter select feature, so this makes some of the achievements which were a little bit difficult before much easier, like for collecting all of the lore stones, which is like the collectibles throughout the story. And also there's a walkthrough for this one, although this one is brilliant. I believe it was made by a studio full of like 4 people working on the game, and for that it is unbelievable. I believe there's actually a sequel to this one coming out soon as well. So the final one on this list is the Gunk, and it's one which will take about 6 hours to unlock. All of its 17 achievements. The list is very easy. There are a couple missable achievements on this one. They are a little bit of a pain, and you do need to scan a lot of items, and bear in mind you can't just like go and scan any item. I believe they have to be different ones. But there are guides on this one. It took me a couple days to get through this one just because I wasn't feeling it, but yeah, this one's I put at the lowest of a priority list, but you never know, you might find you enjoy it. It's quite similar to the dwarf game they've got for free on Xbox. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Very long one, I just realised, although I hope you guys did enjoy it. And yeah, peace out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. So guys, I found a couple more games which I'm going to rush into just because I know the video is so long. So the last couple games is both Subnautica games, which will take you between 0 and 1 hours each, dependent on using commands. And then you've also got Last Stop, which will take you a bit longer. It's like a Telltale game though, and it's brilliant, 6 to 8 hours. Tabs, Total Battle Simulator, will take you also 6 to 8 hours. It Takes Two, bear in mind you need a partner for this one, you can't do it alone, but that will take you 12 to 15 hours, very easy. And we're going to run through a couple free games now, not part of Game Pass, but obviously you can get these for free. So eFootball, which used to be called PES, is 1 to 2 hours, much easier if you've got 2 controllers, but you can do it very easily with 1 controller. And the final one we're going to look at, I've got a video, I'll link it in the description, detailing this even more, and it's Crossfire X. So as I said guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.